Grand Rising, my kings and queens. It's your girl Mel B, and happy Halloween. And we made it to Feature Friday. Today we're honoring excellence, breaking barriers, and elevating voices that made history. And our Feature Friday spotlight is everything. Pour up a cup of coffee, motivation, and let's get this day started. Affirmation of the day: I am capable of breaking barriers and building bridges. I lead with purpose, passion, and power. Word of the day is tenacious, persistent in maintaining, adhering to, or seeking something valued or desired. Our urban phrase of the day is spin the block, to return to a place or situation, often to handle unfinished business or check back in. In our top news today, Halloween is not a federal holiday for what some may think it is, but it's not. Despite widespread celebration, Halloween is not recognized as a federal holiday. Schools, banks, post offices, and stock markets will still be open. The U.S. government shutdown hits day 30. The Senate adjourned without a funding deal, extending the shutdown to its fifth week. SNAP benefits are set to expire tomorrow, affecting 42 million Americans. Military pay uncertainty. Treasury Secretary Scott Bassinet says troops should be paid on October 31st, but warned that funds may run out by November 15th. Emergency loan programs are expanding after effective service members. Airport delays worsen. Staff shortages due to the shutdown have caused delays at major airports, including Orlando, Reagan National, and Dallas-Fort Worth. All right, top news in our cities. New York, SNAP benefits set to expire tomorrow as shutdown hits 30 days. Los Angeles, LAX delays worsen amid federal staffing shortages. Chicago, CTA expands late night service for Halloween safety. Atlanta, Halloween events surge across the metro and city expands safety patrols. Houston, cold front brings severe storms and SNAP pause hits grocers. Washington, D.C., SNAP benefits end tomorrow and an interned murder suspect appears in court. Miami, immigration and tariff pressure mount on carnival operations. Tampa, Halloween parade returns downtown after 3-year hiatus. Tarpon Springs, Sponge Docks hosts Greek-themed Halloween Fest. Milwaukee, Brewers announce stadium upgrades while Halloween snow flurries are possible. Jackson, Mississippi, local shelters brace for SNAP cutoff. Halloween events continue. Vancouver, BC shapes Ottawa's bail reform and 2 shootings under investigation. Toronto, Ontario faces backlash over trade ad. SNAP ripple effects felt locally. Jamaica, Kingston, 490,000 without power. 521 shelters open after Hurricane Melissa. Montego Bay, Sangster Airport has been damaged and Catherine Hall has been flooded. Ocho Rios, landslides and blockade roads reported. Cleanup is underway. And Negril, a homeless man was unalived by a container collapsed during the storm. Cayman Islands, Viking Acquisition Corp launches $200 million IPO from the Cayman base. Bahamas, all clear issued. Airports reopen after Hurricane Melissa. Nigeria, resident doctors begin infinite strike over unmet demands. And Ghana, public schools begin midterm break. GAF to conduct live fire drills. All right, on to the weather. New York, rainy with a high of 59 and a low of 47. Los Angeles, sunny, a high of 72 and a low of 58. Chicago, cloudy, high of 54 with a low of 42. Atlanta, mild, high with a high of a 66 and a low of 50. Houston, stormy with a high of 68 and a low of 49. Washington, D.C., rainy with a high of 60 and a low of 48. Miami, breezy with a high of 81 and a low of 73. Tampa, warm with a high of 82 and a low of 70. Tarpon Springs, clear with a high of 81 and a low of 69. Milwaukee, cold with a high of 42 and a low of 33. Jackson, Mississippi, cloudy, high of 67 and a low of 52. Vancouver, rainy with a high of 55 and a low of 47. Toronto, windy, high of 52 and low of 44. Kingston, flooding risk, high of 82, low of 74. Montego Bay, storm aftermath, high of 81, low of 73. Ocho Rios, mudslides possible, high of 80, low of 72. Negril, debris is being cleared with a high of 81 and a low of 73. Cayman Islands, calm with a high of 84 and a low of 76. Bahamas, calm with a high of 85 and a low of 77. Nigeria, scattered storms with a high of 88 and a low of 76. And Ghana, sunny, high of 87 and a low of 74. All right, on to sports. The final score in Thursday night football was the Ravens against the Dolphins. The score was 28-6. Upcoming games for Sunday will be the Bears versus the Bengals at 10 a.m., Vikings versus the Lions at 10 a.m., Panthers versus the Packers at 10 a.m., the Chargers versus the Titans at 10 a.m., and the 49ers versus the Giants at 10 a.m., the Chiefs versus the Bills at 1:25 p.m., and the Seahawks versus the Commanders at 5:20 p.m. Now on Monday, for Monday Night Football, it's going to be the Cardinals versus the Cowboys at 5:15. All right, in the NBA, we have the Pacers versus the Hawks at 6 p.m., 76ers versus the Celtics at 6 p.m., Cavaliers versus the Raptors at 6:30 p.m., Bulls versus the Knicks at 7 p.m., the Grizzlies versus the Lakers at 8:30 p.m., the Trailblazers versus the Nuggets at 9 p.m. Tomorrow's games are the Warriors versus the Pacers and the Rockets versus the Celtics. On Sunday, we'll have the Heat versus the Lakers, the Bulls versus the Knicks, and the Pelicans versus the Thunder. And in Major League Baseball, World Series Game 6 will be today, with the Blue Jays versus the Dodgers at 7 p.m. The Blue Jays are in the lead of the series 3-2. All right, on to our daily feature, which is Feature Friday. And today I will be featuring the late, great Barbara Jordan. Today we salute the late, great Barbara Jordan, a political powerhouse and the first Black woman elected to the U.S. House of Representatives from the Deep South. Born in Houston, Texas in 1936, she was a civil rights legend with a voice like thunder and an integrity of a saint. She made history as the first African American to deliver the keynote at the Democratic National Convention, captivating the nation with her strength, smarts, and unmatched authority. Jordan was a champion for the Constitution, famously saying, "My faith in the Constitution is whole, it is complete, it is total." As a member of the House Judiciary Committee, she played a pivotal role in the Nixon impeachment hearings, never backing down in the face, and improving quality of life. All right, I'll get this one. We honor her brilliance, bravery, and her blueprint. All right, on to our book club. Today we are diving into Law 29 from the 48 Laws of Power, which the law is plan all the way to the end. Don't get caught up in the moment. True bosses think long term. This law teaches us to anticipate every move, control the outcome, and never be swayed by temporary emotions. Power belongs to the one with the vision and the patience, period. All right, our cause of the day is ALS. ALS, or, all right, let me get this right. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. ALS is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It is a progressive neurodegenerative disorder that affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord, leading to the loss of muscle control. The symptoms: muscle weakness or stiffness, slurred speech, difficulty swallowing or breathing, and twitching and cramping, gradual paralysis. Prevention and management: there is no cure for ALS, but treatment focuses on slow progression and improving the quality of life. Medications like riluzole and therapy options, occupational, speech, and physical, can extend independence. Support resources for ALS are the ALS Association, which can be reached at www.als.org, or call 1-800-782-4747 for the ALS support hotline. All right, on to the fact or fiction. Fact or fiction. AI will replace all jobs. The claim: artificial intelligence is going to replace all jobs. Reality check: it's fiction. AI will definitely change the job market, especially in repetitive or data-heavy roles, but it won't wipe out all jobs. Instead, it will transform how we work, pushing humans into more creative, strategic, and emotional intelligence-based roles, which machines just cannot touch. Think of AI as a power tool. It helps, but someone still has to wield it. All right, today in history. In 1941, Mount Rushmore was completed. After 14 years of blasting, carving, sculpting, the massive presidential monument in South Dakota was declared complete. It features George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln, although its controversial legacy continues due to its placement on sacred Lakota land. In 1950, Earl Lloyd breaks NBA color barrier. Earl Lloyd became the first African American to play in the NBA game when he suited up for the Washington Capitals. He later would become the coach and executive, paving the way for generations of Black athletes. In 1961, Stalin's body removed from Lenin's tomb. Nikita Khrushchev's desalination campaign culminated in Stalin's embalmed remains being quietly removed from Lenin's tomb in Red Square. All right, African American history. The Combahee River Raid in 1863. Harriet Tubman led the Union raid that freed more than 700 enslaved people in South Carolina, making her the first woman to command an army an armed military operation in the U.S. Army. Founding of the National Negro Business League in 1900. Booker T. Washington established the NNBL to support Black-owned businesses long before the concept of buy Black trended. This was the blueprint for economic empowerment. The Tuskegee syphilis study exposed in 1972. The unethical 40-year experiment on African American men in Alabama was publicly condemned, exposing systematic medical racism and leading to national changes in bioethics and research practices. Our African American inventors today. One is Oscar Brown. While more famous as a poet and a musician, Brown also applied his creativity to business innovations and social activism, blending artistry with community-centered invention. 2, Marie Van Brittan Brown invented the first home security system in 1966. Her device included a camera, monitor, microphone, and a panic button, laying the foundation for Ring and other modern systems. John Burr improved the rotary lawnmower in 1899. His design minimized clogging and made it easier for folks to maintain their yards, especially in rural and urban Black communities. All right, on to the lifestyle segment. Our soul food recipe of the day will be smothered turkey wings with rice and gravy. The beverage of the day is pineapple ginger sparkler. Men's health tip of the day is get your blood pressure checked regularly. High blood pressure is a silent killer, especially in Black men. Monitor it even if you feel fine. Prevention is protection. Women's health tip, track your monthly cycle. Apps and or old school calendars keep track. It helps spot hormone imbalances, early signs of fibroids, or premenopausal shifts. Relationship advice for couples, practice gentle honesty. It's not just what you say, but how. Friendships, boundaries, keep good vibes strong, enforce them. And family, if it's toxic, love them from a distance. Protect your peace. All right, our tech tip of the day is cloud storage. Protect your digital life with Google Drive, Dropbox, or iCloud. Backup is peace of mind. Don't wait until your device crashes to learn the hard way. Our finance tip of the day is high yield savings accounts. Earn more while doing less. HYSAs offer up to 4% APY versus traditional savings. FDIC insured options like Ally, Marcus, or SoFi can help your money grow in your sleep. Fun fact of the day, the human stomach gets a new lining every 3 to 4 days. Why? To protect itself from digesting itself. Stomach acid is so strong it can break down meat, so your body has to regenerate that lining consistently. All right, music and entertainment news. Rihanna, Friend of Mine, dominates charts. From Smurfs' 2025 soundtrack, it's her first single in 5 years, and it's still rising. Another one, Usher extending his Las Vegas residency into 2026. Following his halftime performance and sold-out runs, a 2026 extension was inevitable. Lizzo lands role in Disney Plus animated series. She'll voice a musical fairy in Melody and the Muse, premiering early in 2026. Celebrity gossip, Cardi B's Storm Halloween costume breaks the internet. Lightning effects, full feather X-Men realness. She posted, want to see some thunder? All right, celebrity birthdays. Willow Smith is 25 today. Vanilla Ice is 58. And Piper Perabo is 49. The song of the day is Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. Our quote of the day is, one thing is clear to me. We as human beings must be willing to accept people who are different from ourselves. End quote, by Barbara Jordan, our daily feature. Our fun holiday today is National Magic Day, celebrated in honor of Harry Houdini. All right, horoscopes. We have Aries. Your drive is unmatched today, but slow your roll before you burn out. Something you've been working on quietly is ready for a soft launch. Let your leadership speak for yourself instead of forcing the spotlight. Leo, you're feeling powerful and rightfully so, but use your voice to elevate others today. Future Friday is about shared greatness, not solo glow ups. Collaboration will get you further than competition. Sagittarius, you're on the edge of a breakthrough, but you've got to commit to the vision. Stop playing tug of war with indecision. The next stop isn't as risky as you think. It's the fear of success that's holding you back. Cancer, today is calling for radical honesty, especially with yourself. If you're carrying someone else's emotional weight, it's time to set it free. Your nurturing heart deserves rest too. Scorpio, you've been pulling strings behind the scenes, but the truth wants to surface. Are you ready to be transparent? Transformation is coming. Lean into it without fear. Pisces, dreams are vivid today. So are your intentions. Trust your spiritual downloads, whether it's a person, a project, or a place. Your intuition is whispering yes or no. Listen closely. Gemini, your communication skills are top tier today, but don't let charm override clarity. Say what you mean and mean what you say, especially in business or romance. One clear convo could open up the door you've been looking to knock down. Libra, balance. You're craving harmony, but avoiding the necessary conflict to get there. Speak up, even if it makes waves. The real peace you want requires a little friction first. Aquarius, your ideas are bold, but your people might not be ready for them yet. Don't shrink your vision. Just pace your rollout. Someone unexpected is watching and ready to support. Taurus, your comfort zone is cute, but today's energy is shaking things up. The surprise detour is not a distraction, it's divine redirection. Trust the shift, even if it's inconvenient. Virgo, you've been overanalyzing something to death, but it's time to just move. Every answer won't come up front. Some clarity only shows up after the reaction. Choose faith over protection. Capricorn, boss energy is running really high, but check your control issues. Loosen your grip just enough to let the magic breathe. Someone close to you has a solution you haven't considered. All right, on Monday, which is Motivational Monday, the theme will be Still Standing, Jamaica's Power, Pain, and Purpose. We'll be starting the week with fire in our spirit and strength in our roots, honoring Jamaica, not just for what it's endured, but for how it refuses to fall. Hurricane Melissa may have knocked down homes and flooded cities, but it couldn't wash away culture, courage, or community. This isn't just about what was lost, it's about what will grow. The world is watching Jamaica and learning that what resilience really looks like. On Monday's show, we will also have the motivational challenge of the week and more back to roots. All right, family, as we close this Friday edition of Mell B's Morning Kickstart, let me leave you with this. Storms don't destroy, they reveal. They show us who we are, what matters, and who we become when the waters rise. To Jamaica, we honor you. To anyone facing their own hurricane, we see you. And to all those dreamers, doers, and destiny walkers out there, don't wait for the world to be perfect before you rise. Rise anyway. You are the calm, you are the comeback, and you are the blueprint. This has been your girl, Mell B, reminding you to emerge, evolve, and elevate. Until next week, have a great weekend and safe Halloween. Period.